go. Hello there, ladies and gents. Hello, YouTube side. Hello. Hello. We've got some tech gremlin BS going on here today. 'Tis lovely. Juliet, good to see you. Willow Wiccan. Juliet Wood. Day is going fantastically. Lazy day, Willow Wiccan. Plutbug, good morning, good evening. Michelle Heather, morning to you. Samantha Kramer, hi there. Nabby Angel, hello, back to you. Thank you for the reminder to like the live. Ellen, good to see you. Cammie, Raven's treasure. Chelsea, good to see you there. What's up, TikTok side? Taylor Homestead. Grand Dandy Kiki's like, nope, not surviving. Not gonna survive it. Not gonna survive it. Would you survive the zombie apocalypse? Kitty Cat Queen, yeah, you'll be the queen of the world? Damn. Dino. Post-surgery, hope things are going well for you. All the healing vibes. All the healing vibes out to you. We'll do our best to be a good distraction for you today. Annenbragger, nope, would not survive. Have 0 zombie survival skills. Well, I mean, to be fair, no one does. You have to develop skills through practice, right? And we haven't had like a zombie apocalypse to practice with, so. 25% chance with your hubby and bestie, but solo, you're a zombie. Not even remotely. It depends on what kind of zombies they are, right? I mean, if it's like World War Z zombies, like runners, we can't have running zombies. Like running zombies, no bueno. If they're walkers, if they mosey, there's some of them mosey zombies, you know? Yeah, like Walking Dead. Like, if it's the clickers, yeah, no, can't take the clickers. Cat, you just let them take you. Alan, yeah, you guys got it. You guys got it. Bailey Chapman, yes, absolutely. Fane, if we have walkers, we have a better chance. Yeah. I mean, you just can't let them gang up. You can't let them, hoard up. If it's the clickers, we are all doomed. Caden Thunder, you're right. Animal, you're good till about season 3 or 4. Ellen, with all the shares there, thanks so much for the love. We do have a goal of 4K bolts to get Candy Thunder up here to get us started. Bailey Chapman dropping them already. Charlie Diego, Anna Hartman, Andromeda Amber, Jerry, Kayla, Fane, Jerry again there. Thanks so much, Margarita. Thank you. Karen Shaper Cutter, dropping some bolts there too. Bailey Chapman just dropped 130 and still going. Heck yeah. Kay Turner with the shares. Thanks so much for that. Shannon, locking yourself in a sporting goods store? I have a feeling that sporting goods store would be a popular place. T-Lexa, yeah. Sounds like a lot of effort. It would be a lot of effort. For sure. There's also, there's the decision of like, do you let yourself become a zombie? The bars up top aren't working. Oh yeah, that's because tech gremlins shut everything down on me. Legit, everything. I came back to my desk 3 minutes before the stream started and everything, like my whole computer was rebooting. Cool. Yeah, Tickfinity looks exactly like it should look. This is not correct at all. Let me try to reboot that up. Un momento, por favor. Sit in your house and eat popcorn till it's your time, Mandy. What if they're like attracted to the smell of popcorn? All right, that should be back up now. Our progress bar should be working. They're showing the numbers. Hopefully the progress bar gets moving here in a second. Kelly W, you got a dense city. Well, you got to get out of the city for sure, right? If we learn nothing from The Walking Dead, it's that we have to get out of the city. Hatter. Hey, decided to do a you time today? Good for you. Me time is much needed. Jerry, you stay in your apartment, slowly going up. It's starting to move. It may take a minute to catch up. You'd have to Mad Max wheelchair. Nyala, that'd be awesome. Ben, you would survive. Heck yeah. Sue Becca, thanks for the share. Kay Turner, again, thank you so much for the shares. Pet Family. And Ben, thanks so much for the shares. Jim hit 30 seconds. Ellen, shares bar is always wrong. It doesn't register the shares accurately. Well, that's cool. It says we're at 16 of 12 hundo. And maybe it started counting like after I opened Tickfinity back up. Cake the Rogue might survive. At least broke out of the Fed in time for the live. Clarifies the joke. You work with Feds, but you haven't had your phone but once since 7 a.m. Oof. It's got to be a little bit refreshing too, though, to go, like there's those times at home where I'll just put my phone face down somewhere where I know, like I'll forget where it is. So it'll be an hour before I go pick it back up again. And those times are nice. Kay Turner Allen with cheers there too. Alicia, Pet Family. Heck yes. Thanks so much for the love. Ms. Blue Whiplash with the share there as well. Ambledine Shepard and M as well. Kayla, thanks so much for the love. Silver, Ambledine Shepard, Mama Says So, Quiet Knitter, Jerry Hill, Misty, Lee, Ann Embracker, Aunt Sue, Michelle, Karen Shaper Cutter, Boo Boo, Michelle Bailey, Chapman dropping 150 of those bolts, Tammy Lee, Margarita, Charlie Diego, Minions Den, thanks so much for the love. We get a drinky drink and we'll get started. Aye. I like it when you call me Captain. Candy Thunder. Candy Thunder has an especially sassy fit to show off to you today. Also, Caden Thunder, you want to go ahead and change into your modeling apparel? Caden Thunder is going to be a model today. He will be our model. Ellen and Kay Turner sharing the hooey out of it. Kayla as well. Thanks so much. Be too stressful and your epilepsy would kick in, Katie. Yeah, having epilepsy during the zombie apocalypse would not be ideal. Not be ideal. Jim, I'm glad you like it. Thank you. Risa. Surgery number 24 is tomorrow. LFG. Holy crap. All the vibes for you. What a badass. Number 24?
Surgery number 24.
What a badass. Bobby Joe, you're an indoor cat you would not niece. He says, nope. Flower Power. Thanks for the love. Appreciate that. Hey, Anne in Sweden. Soon time for bed. Thank you for hanging out with us. Greatly appreciate that. Welcome to the gosh heckin' stream. The Tag Gremlins are after us today, so we had to reboot a bunch of stuff. We'll have to fix it as we go. We'll figure it out. Hopefully, we don't have like the big audio video lag sync issue today. I think I've got it fixed, but then everything crashed. So we'll see what's going on there. Hey, coming up, we have stories about jokes gone terribly wrong. That one might be about me. No, it's not. Okay. Dads spoiling daughters. That one might be about me. Enforcing house rules. Might be about me as well. Choosing between mom and wife. No. Family vacations without the whole family. Office lunch order paybacks. We also have a spicy story and a petty revenge cake story. Hey, Papa Asada, thanks so much for the love. Greatly appreciate that. What was that?
We actually have 3 spices.
We have 3 spicy stories.
I have told you.
I've asked you thrice.
No, I told you.
Oh, you told me thrice. And I still forgot.
Nice.
It said cheese ravioli. Just fold in the cheese. I folded the cheese in the list. That's why I didn't see it. Y'all. Hey, the first goal is 4K bolts to get Candy Thunder up here and on. That's for the TikTok side. We have a $25 super goal on the YouTube side for confetti, I believe. It says shirt change on the dock, but it's confetti. Tony's Park. This week's share goal is 12 hundo, so make sure you're sharing the live as well as tapping that screen to like it. It's been a while since we've hit the likes goal, so let's keep tapping that screen, y'all. Let's do it. Also, we are tracking our top gifters, our top 3. On the TikTok side, we can see Bailey Chapman, Dr. Sweets, and Elise up there right now. Heck yeah. Running hard. I see you there, Dr. Sweets. Janice 2014, This Country Girl, Tatiana, Elise, Kim Jelly Klinger, Candy Thunder, Sam Harper, Nisi, Flower Power, Mama Jam, Mama Jen, Elise Silver, Very Sleepy Artist, Raya, Kelsa, Minions Den, thanks so much for the love. Greatly appreciate that. Driving home, 3-hour drive. We'll be listening, but not very active in chat. Happy Wednesday Live, everybody from Ellen. Thanks so much for the love. We greatly appreciate that. And did I bring my pretty princess tiara to wear for the story today? Negative. I don't think Navy would let me take the pretty princess tiara anywhere. We did play several rounds the other night, though. So she always wins. We might not be playing the game exactly how it's supposed to be played. We finally have some shirts to show off for the collab with Nine Line. And here to show off one that they actually sent us is Caden Thunder. Check it out, y'all. Hold on. Let me bring this down so they can see the full fit. Come on up. Come on up, man. Here it is. The collab shirt is here. And that is a Bella Canvas fit, so it's a good quality. Give it a turn around. Show the back off there. Yeah. It looks good. It looks really good. And if you didn't see the announcement, we have hoodies listed now as well. It's cool. It looks really good. Nice work. Nice modeling.
Thanks. I was a hand model in the 80s.
Not awkward at all. You got the glass case.
A hand model.
You got the glass. Now you just got to find your hand twin. You can check those out at ninelineapparel.com/collections/AskOn, or you can go to the link tree, which is linked in my bio now since we fixed it. And you can use the top link there. It'll take you straight to it, to all of the options. They have men's shirts, they have lady shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, and 2 different kinds of hoodie. One of which is called a tailgater hoodie, and it has like a drink resting pocket right in the middle thing there, which is crazy cool. You can order them until November 20. Is it the 22nd? Is that when the cutoff is? It says 22nd here. So you have till later in November to get yours ordered. And then I think on the 29th, they actually start making and shipping them out. So very cool. Shannon Cross, thanks for the first super on the YouTube side with the $2 there. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, check out Linktree, link in bio. We'll have gift goals on TikTok and super goals on the YouTube side. We'll be doing those like we normally do. Make sure you subscribe on the YouTube side to stay up to date on all the latest content. Once again, only a tiny fraction of content gets posted to the TikTok side. Everything gets posted to the YouTube side, and there is a paid membership available on that side. What's it?
Super comfortable.
It is very comfortable, Caden Thunder says. Doesn't chafe the nips at all.
Doesn't chafe the nips.
Cool.
They're safe.
That's important.
They're cupped.
They're cupped.
They're comfortable.
Yeah.
I feel
He feels
like an extension of the shirt.
Oh yeah. It's like a new pair of underwear. At first it feels constrictive, but then it becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
Describing bras.
Wayne's World. I mean, I've never worn a bra, so I don't know how that correlates, but I have not. Not that you've seen.
Not that I've seen.
Not that you've seen. Not that you've seen. Yeah. So they're out there now. They look really cool. And from what we've seen so far, like the actual printed product quality is great. It's very cool. Anyway, YouTube side, the YouTube membership, you actually have access to a lot of exclusive content, early access to all the posts that get scheduled, and some cool stuff like, as of this morning, a very special story time with Navy Thunder. I made that a members only on the YouTube side, where she just goes off on a tangent for like 10 minutes telling these wild stories that are just straight from her imagination, which is very cool. So if you are a YouTube member, go check that out. If you've been thinking about becoming one, now's a great time to do it. Also, we are doing this today. Wheel of Thunder will happen in the VIP live that happens after the public live today for our members on the for our VIPs on the TikTok side and members on the YouTube side as well. What is going on? Oh, there's a group chat going on. Getting buzzed. Also, reminder, keep chat positive today and respectful. Everybody, of course, is allowed to have their own opinion, and we encourage you to share your own opinion in a respectful way. If you start trying to stir the pot, just create bullshit for bullshit's sake, pushing political opinions, or just spoil stories or try to be a troublemaker, you'll eventually end up getting muted and booted, so just don't do it. And with that, get out your brooms. Taylor, I get it, but we had to make it different. We had to make the YouTube one different. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense to have something on each side. You know what I mean? I get it, though. I get it. We did try to start posting some like members only content on the TikTok side, but it creates more problems. Like, it's hard for people to see. You have to go to my profile and then you can see it, but it's a pain. What?
I think I read that it has problems, so I just started that channel and that algorithm did not
Okay. So it's like the algorithm. Yeah, it's a pain.
It gives you the preview, but you have to go to the page.
Gotcha. What a pain in the butt. Okay, we are going to get started with a short, funny, petty, true off my chest story. Let's do that. So no voting on the first one. We will be doing the poll game, the voting game, based on the title on stories that are normal AITA stories, but this one is not. Hey there, it's Dusty with a true off my chest story for you. The title of this one is I gaslight my husband when we fight. This isn't anything crazy, just something funny that I want to tell people, but can't risk getting caught. My husband, 30 male, and I, 30 female, have been together for 8 years. For the past couple of years, I make him a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every day to take to work. I use a Welch's Grape Concord jelly. This is important for later. Every day he tells me that I make the best sandwiches, and I just say, I make it with love. However, when we're fighting, he always says he can taste the difference in his PB&J, and I say, because I made it with hate. But the truth is, he can taste the hate in his sandwich because when we fight, I use organic, sugar-free grape jam. It's in the back of the fridge and he's never seen it, so it's what I use to convince him that he can't make me mad or my anger makes food taste different. Like I said, this wasn't anything crazy, but it's something I always get a giggle out of and thought you all would too.
Oh, we vindictive. This sums up women.
Are there no lengths you won't go to? Is nothing sacred anymore?
Wow. Not me questioning my life right now, looking back and being like,
You should be questioning it. I'm capable.
this poor guy is like,
Look, my wife, y'all, has some kind of voodoo witchcraft shit going on because every time we fight, I can't taste shit. It tastes different. Everything tastes bad. It's like she gives me COVID of the mouth every time we fight.
it's like she's got some kind of supernatural powers. And I'm like, you know what, bro? Yeah, don't piss her off. Or if you do piss her off, you might just plan on eating out that day. Food being made with love, yeah. Yeah. Adding this to your petty list, I think we just gave people a lot of ideas. I'm very sorry to all the spouses out there who are getting ready to have like really untasty sandwiches. That's not going to be ideal.
We're sending lightning bolts so I can.
It's funny though. It's hilarious. Hey, Candy Thunder, Nicole Trujillo, Bailey Chapman, Jarby, Tony Spark, Mama Says So, Cake the Rogue, dropping the 200 bolts. Ms. Helene, Daniela, Mama Says So, Wonder Woman, Cake the Rogue again with 160. Mama Says So, Charlotte Arnold dropping a hundo. Chief, Cake the Rogue again. Kim Jelly Klinger, thank you guys so much for the love. All right, we'll dive into the first official story now. The first official one. We are at 23-24 out of 4K on the 4K bolt goal to get Candy Thunder up here, by the way. By the by. Okay, here we go. First official story. That was just an appetizer. We just had a little petty appetizer here. He can make his own sandwich. He could, Frankie. I think she likes doing it though, because she like this is the system. She's got him believing that there's an actual biological effect when they're fighting or when she's mad. It's brilliant. In like a villain brilliance kind of way.
Not villain.
It's not villainous.
It's just womanous.
It's just womanous.
It's just women. It's inside all of us. It lives, it breathes, we have to tame it.
Inside every woman lies the potential to use organic sugar-free jelly if she should need to. One of the many weapons in the arsenal of woman.
We're crazy.
Okay, here we go. Hey there, it's Dusty with another story for you. This is from Relationship Advice, and it's titled, I, 28 female, made a joke with my husband, 29 male, and it's costing me my marriage with a man I truly love. I need help fixing it. Okay, you know what? We'll do the poll game for this. It's not a normal AITA story. It's not even asking a question, but we can still do this. We can do this, right? Yeah. Poll has started on the TikTok side. YouTube side, please vote with a comment. Also, yeah, because it rebooted everything, I'm not seeing all of the chat on the TikTok side. There we go. Or YouTube side. Sorry, I wasn't seeing a lot of it. Poll is live. Here's the title again. I made a joke with my husband, and it's costing me my marriage with the man I truly love. I need help fixing it. So, for OP making a joke with their husband that is now ruining their marriage, Let's scale them for that. Man, well, I mean, it's a definitely shouldn't have done it. I'm gonna go 2 on this. 4 OP. You definitely shouldn't have done it, but it was I guess a joke is only a joke, and a prank is only a prank if the person being affected thinks it's funny too, right? Otherwise, it's just mean. I'm on 2. We'll see. It could be an ESH. Could very well be an ESH. Riza, you left the wrapper on the left cheese once? Where, like American cheese? Like you left the wrapper on a sandwich?
That's villainous.
Wendy Taylor, Shenanigans, Crafts of Paradise, Cake the Rogue, dropping those bolts. Janice 2014, Tony Spark, Deidre, Jerry, Aunt Sue. Thank y'all. Jenny Lee, see you there too. Someone, let me scroll back up here. Shay Shay needs some YouTube members' help. Candy Thunder, if you're modding on the TikTok side. Kay Turner still dropping those shares. Look at that. We're at 44% of the shares already. Okay, Ascon 2 won, not by a lot. Ascon 3's right behind. Then it kind of goes to ESH, then Ascon 1, then NTA, then 4. So we'll see how this goes, shall we? I created the account a couple of minutes ago to get advice. A joke I made is spiraling out of control and I'm losing a man I truly love over it. My husband and I have been married for 4 years now. I truly do love him with everything I have. I can't see a life without him. I took some stupid advice from some of my girlfriends regarding a joke that they have done with their husbands or boyfriend. The joke is basically telling your partner you want to break up or that you want a divorce. Who's dumb enough to play this joke? Who? Okay. I never wanted to do it and thought it was cruel to do, especially to somebody you love, but I was convinced after pestering me about it, as I was the only one that hasn't done it yet out of the 5 of us. They further convinced me about it when they told me the reactions their partners had afterwards. So you got peer pressured into sabotaging your marriage. That makes it all better. Stupidly, I did it last week and my husband's reaction wasn't what I thought it would be. I honestly thought that he would try to talk me out of it or beg or make suggestions like my friends' partners have done, but he didn't. We had dinner and we were watching a movie when I told him I'm not happy anymore and I think we should get a divorce. He looked at me for a couple of seconds and I swear, it looked like something broke in his eyes. He got up, walked into our bedroom, and within 10 minutes came out with a bag and walked out of the house without saying a word to me. That joke didn't go the way you planned, huh? You know why? Because it wasn't a fucking joke. I tried to stop him, especially after seeing him with his bag packed, and told him it was just a joke and I didn't mean it, but he basically just brushed me off and walked out. I tried to get a hold of him, messages, calls, emails, video chats, but he isn't answering me at all. I talked to his friends, but none of them want to tell me where he is when and if they do answer me. I went to his work, but they refused my entry into the building. I've tried his parents, but they don't want to get involved, as well as with his siblings, and the only messages I got back was from his sister telling me, joke or not, I fucked up. I haven't seen so many messages about it being a joke and even sent screenshots of my conversations with my girlfriends about the joke as proof that it was a joke and that I'm not backtracking all of the sudden, but nothing. My friends didn't have any real advice and just told me to just give him time and that he will get over it.
The same friends who convinced you to do this joke in the first place,
you went back to for more advice? Girl. Everything came down to me yesterday when I was served with actual divorce papers. It felt like somebody slapped me in the face and hit me and continued to hit me. I was and still am in so much pain. I frantically tried to get a hold of him, but all I got back was he had nothing to say and I should talk to his lawyer. How can I get the man I love back? I don't want to lose him. I made a stupid joke. I know that now and it's breaking my world apart. Edit already had questions in my DMs about this. We have had no issues that I know of. We were laughing the whole time throughout the day, had fun and everything. No fight or distance recently between us. Nothing like that at all. Everything was basically perfect. Edit 2. When I was reading through the divorce papers at the very last line on the very last page, it revealed that the papers and his entire filing of the divorce was actually a joke as well. He was getting me back. Edit 2 is actually not part of that. I just made that whole thing up right now.
Like, What?
That's not how the story goes. No. There was no, he wasn't joking. That was not in the divorce papers. It just felt like a good plot twist that needed to be there. So I just rolled with it.
I was like, I didn't read that.
No. He wasn't joking. He wasn't joking. And you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's really hard to look at the screen at words that don't exist and make them up in your head and deliver them and pretend like you're reading them from the screen.
You're talented. We get it. But that was mean. I was like, oh, that's okay. I didn't get on board with that. I'm really sad about that.
No, it was not a joke. It was not a joke to him. And he filed divorce. And I guess look at it this way. Whether that's a joke or not, willing to do that to somebody you love is cruel. And that's why you didn't want to do it in the first place. Or so you say, OP. But you did it. You did this cruel thing to someone you supposedly love. And the fact that you were willing to go through with it and do that and inflict pain just to see how they respond means that you don't truly fully love this person. And you deserved to lose him. I know that's painful to hear. You cannot get him back. Trust is now broken. Even if you did successfully convince him that this was all a joke and showed your evidence and whatever, your willingness to inflict pain on him is going to create this distance between you that is going to be irrecoverable. There's always going to be this little part of him that's like, is this a joke? Is what's real and what's not? If you joked around about wanting a divorce, that would be too far. We joke around with each other all the time about all kinds of shit.
And I was like, oh.
We don't joke around about our relationship ending because it's not a fucking joke. That's some serious shit.
You already know what happens if you try to walk away.
So do you.
Organic jelly.
Organic jelly.
That's your reaction was way less severe than mine.
Mine involved little pieces in dumpsters in several counties. I don't.
Yours is like organic jelly.
I'm Winston. I'm good. I didn't go far enough.
Mine involved a 50-gallon drum and acid. What? We have very different ideas about how this thing ends. Okay. So Sandra, reading your response here, it's not funny to do that, but he didn't say anything that makes you think something else was wrong in his mind. I don't know. I don't think it would matter. It all comes down to this. Why be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? You know what I mean? If I'm putting myself in his position right now, if I'm sitting across from the love of my life that has been perfectly, our relationship is great leading up to that, and looks me dead in the eye and says, I think we should get a divorce. What are you supposed to do? She did this because she wanted to see him grovel? That's the best outcome? Because that's what some of her friends' hubbies did? Sorry, that is a bizzo thing to do to somebody. Also, to think that it's okay to do that to another human being and then expect them to still maintain a loving relationship with you and laugh it off is delusional. And yeah, I'm upgrading my vote from 2 to 1 because I think there's a little bit of incompetence here. Maybe. No, you know what? Fuck that. She's playing dumb. Playing dumb like I had no idea it could lead to this. You have to accept the possible risks involved whenever you do any kind of joke or prank, especially if it's involving your partner in your marriage like this. You have to at least acknowledge that this could happen. And this is why you didn't want to do it in the first place, right? And then they convinced you to do it. You got peer pressured into sabotaging your marriage. I can't. Sorry, lady. Have a fucking backbone.
She wasn't present for the peer pressure discussion.
There was a lot of, it was a very illiterate sentence.
Is That she wasn't present for the peer.
She wasn't present for the peer pressure discussion.
That if you were going to jump off, or if somebody told you to jump off a bridge.
Yeah. Like, what else has this group of friends talked you into? What else? What other the fact that you went back to them to ask for advice on how to fix things blows my mind. Like, what? Because they give such good advice in the first place. I will go back to this place and ask for more stellar advice. No, this was dumb. It was just dumb. And you chose this path knowing this was a possibility. You gambled your marriage on a joke and you lost. And that's that. You won papers. What? It seems like that's really early to hit the puzzle. Maybe not. Kay Turner still sharing the hooey out of the live there. We're at 70% right now. Amy Castro said, I joked about my husband, my next husband, and your husband said that he didn't like it, and you never said it again. There is some request for a Candy Thunder opinion up here, and even though we haven't unlocked her yet, we are super close. We're at 3562 of 4K, and I think it's only fitting that we get the one and only, the especially glamorous Candy Thunder today.
Glamorous.
You got your red boots on.
Yeah. Nobody can see those.
You got your leopard print skirt and your red boots and your pink sweater with the red bow. I'll keep going.
Okay. I think I thought of it though. I'll take your car through a car wash that will scratch the paint.
That's the joke?
That's what I'm going to do. Is that far enough?
For what? Far enough for what?
Instead of the organic jelly. I was trying to think of something that means something to you that I could fuck up.
But
So I thought
the sugar in the jelly wasn't enough.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to make you a sandwich and not put chips on it.
Yes.
I like putting chips on my sandwiches. It's a thing. I like them to be crunchy.
God.
Organic chili, real broad.
I'm not very good at being mean, I think. I'm very good with my words, not very good at being mean. Not very good at my actions. No, I think she fucked around and found out. I mean, that's like literally the whole feedback for this because but I am confused because if you came up to me and we were having the best day ever and you said, I want to get divorced, I wouldn't just get up and walk away and pack a bag and never talk to you again. I would be like, what the fuck? Why?
I wouldn't.
And then
either.
I would get pissed. Like I just would not walk away without, I would give you an earful and you would do a lot of groveling to make up for said joke. But I don't think that I would just like walk away and never speak to you again. But he is well within his right to do that because the joke that she did it's not funny. It's like, it's hurtful and it's mean. And like you said, she knew that it was going to hurt her spouse and she did it anyways without regard for his feelings. So I like funny pranks, like lighthearted stuff, but jokes that go this far, jokes that cross the line, jokes that hurt people, like I'm just not a fan of it.
That's not a joke.
I don't like that kind of stuff at all. Like it bothers me a lot. So and like we poke fun and we have fun with each other, but taking something this far where you are putting your relationship in jeopardy or you're like joking, making fun of putting your relationship in jeopardy is not a funny thing to me. It actually this would enrage me. Like this would hurt me and I would feel like that sting of you saying those words to me. And maybe that's what he knew he couldn't come back from. Like hearing you say those words to me would probably break me enough to never trust you again. And that's what you said earlier too.
Yeah.
So like I get that and I get why you couldn't continue in a relationship where someone thought it was okay to make this joke.
And maybe that's what he saw. Maybe, in the few seconds where he sat there just dumbfounded, maybe he ran through all of this.
But I mean, if I would never do this. I would never, like, there's some things that you just don't joke about. And for me, those would be divorce, pregnancy, organic jelly.
Organic jelly.
I don't know. This is just one of those things that's off limits. And her friends encouraging her to do this. I'm like, have you never said no before? Because like I would never be like, no, like fuck no, I'm not doing that to my husband. I love my husband.
That's where I really want to dive in with you is this whole friend group thing. And maybe it's bullshit and she's just throwing them under the bus, and maybe they didn't try hard to convince her. Maybe she was part of the first wave that went through with this, right?
Right.
What's got to be going through someone's mind to sit there in a friend group and be like, you know, it'd be fun. Let's do this.
I mean, I think shit like this starts
On
social media trends. Like,
Gosh.
like, and social media trends there's some harmful shit out there. I mean, we saw what happened when school got back in session, you know, in America this year, like with the false threats and stuff like that. So I think social media trends, like, but again, it all goes back to peer pressure. Like, if you feel the pressure to do this and you don't want to do this, why are you fucking doing it? Like, it's no one, you don't have to, like, it's not going to change your life except that it did. But there's no reason to do this other than just feeling like you need to be part of something. I don't know. I don't know why anyone would want to do something that they originally said, no, that's too far. And then be like, oh yeah, okay, I guess I'll do it now. Like, giving into peer pressure is,
I mean,
she deserves the consequence, I guess. If you are going to be okay hurting your spouse, you deserve what you get.
Also, pain creates change, right?
Yeah.
So if this is a person who is a follower in life, you know what I mean? Is who just follows what her friends convince her to do, what anybody wants her to do, she just does. This might be enough pain to change that. I mean, eventually you grow a backbone, right? It just doesn't appear. Also, I don't know.
Ellen said I wouldn't be able to forget the words, and that's how I feel too. Like, every time, like, there's things that your partner has said to you, and I'm sure everyone has this, where they like ring in your head. Like, those are things that you never forget, and their intentions probably weren't to hurt you, but like, it always, you know, it taps into an insecurity, and if she did that, like, there is no undoing that. When it taps into that part of your brain, of your personality, of who you are at your very core, I don't think there are some people that can't. That trust is broken beyond recognition. Foobar. I didn't do it right. Damn it.
What?
It's fucked up beyond recognition.
Okay. I thought this is what you said.
No, I didn't. But it's too, like, you can't go back from that.
I still hear your words that really hurt me echoing in my head every day.
What's that?
Turn the music down.
Oh, I thought you were going to say cheese.
It hurts me. Oh, yeah. The screenshot with the circle. It said cheese.
Mm-hmm.
No. Turn the music down. Hurts my soul. 2 a.m. Sorry.
See what I have to live with.
No chips.
No chips. No chips.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I fucked up Foobar again. Damn it. Yeah, I think
fucking up Foobar is that's a thing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys.
That's a thing.
I'll go sit at my desk and draw the S from that the 3 lines. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I'm sorry. But I have a Navy story. I already told it to Ellen, but somebody muted Dixie Normus. Thank you.
And you still said the name.
Yeah. Well, I had to give him something, I guess. So Navy, the other night we were driving and she saw a star, what she thought was a star. I think it might have been a satellite, but we went with star. And she said, I think that's a star. I see a star. And like, I was like, yeah. And she said, why aren't there other stars in the sky? And I'm like, well, that's the first one. And whenever we see the first star, we have to make a wish. And I said, I wished that that everybody could be happy and feel happiness. And she said, I wish that I had a unicorn to ride. And I'm like, I love the way that a 3-year-old's mind like works. But also, I'm probably going to find her a unicorn to ride for Christmas. So, just
what do you mean gonna find?
It might be.
Be real here. Be real.
It might be for Christmas.
It's already at the house. But it was there before she ever said this. To be fair, do they have? It's like.
Yeah.
It's like
somebody said the Navy picture. Oh, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Oh, the unicorn thing, is it like a hoverboard that they put like a unicorn on. So the front wheels are a hoverboard. The back one, I think, is just like a stationary wheel. But it's like they turned it into a riding unicorn using a hoverboard. It's wild.
Yeah, and I got the biggest deal of a century on this thing, and I'm so proud of it. I'll break it down some
A
other
mythical
time.
deal.
It was a mythical deal, and I'm telling you, it was worth every second. Thank you, Target. So I posted this picture in VIP because it was talking about a happy memory, and I had forgotten about this, but Navy thought that the animals at Cabela's were frozen because like she plays like she's Elsa, and she likes to freeze things.
She freezes me a lot.
Yeah, she likes to freeze people and like Elsa, like the thing, and so she thought that they were frozen. Unfreeze. And I'm like, yeah, that's not what they are. But then she saw the fish around the corner and she was so excited that there were frozen animals and fish at Cabela's when we were there trying to find Ava a Carhartt long sleeve men's t-shirt because apparently that's all the rage.
Yeah, apparently that's a thing now.
Yeah. But it was I was like, yeah, frozen. We'll go with that.
They're frozen.
Yeah, we're not going to explain the other concept right now because that feels too far for a 3-year-old's mind. All right, bye guys.
Candy Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. Also, yeah, y'all hit that goal during our discussion here. Okay, I'll see you soon.
Okay,
Pedro.
get him with the...
Let me start some music here. We're gonna give some thanks for hitting this goal, and then we'll dive into the next story. It's called a power pony. Yeah, I've got the box hidden right now. I haven't like opened it up or dug into it, but it looks crazy stinking cool. Also, we went through the whole hoverboard thing because the now teens were at that. How many years ago was that? 3 years ago? No, 4.
That's my next
4 or 5, something like that. Years ago, the hoverboard rage was hitting at the right time for our kids, so they got hoverboards for Christmas. And there's Nest Cam footage of me attempting to ride this thing in the driveway and like getting on it. Fine, I can move around a little bit, but dismounting a hoverboard. Yeah, I fell on my ass. It was not good. All right, here we go. Cake the Rogue leading the board on this one. Charlotte Arnold, Bailey Chapman. We've got Quine, JDAAQJ, Dr. Sweets, Mama Says So, Nicole Trujillo, Overkill Mill, Elise Kutch, Anna Hartman, Genesee 2014, Violet Green, Tony Spark, Pub Abuelita, La Papa Asada, Candy Thunder, Mama Silver, Mela Oso, Aunt Sue, Amy Gimmel, God's Blessed Wonder Woman, Shadow Wolf, Rose Rosalind, Jamie's Shenanigans, Real Broad Zuba, Little Squishy, Totally Radical, Susan McMurty, Caramel Tate J, Ms. No, Sam Harper, This Kid's Bomb 1, Jerry Lee Go Forth, Kayla C, Wendy Taylor, Kim Jelly Klinger, Cat, or Crazy Lady Who Has Cats. Man, the spam calls are just blowing me up during this stream. It's wild. Very Sleepy Artist, Fairy Flights, Just Another Someone, Ryu Kachiha, Piotr, Charlie Diego, Howell and Herps, Riddy. Thank you guys so much for helping us hit that. We're going to set up the next one, which is going to unlock Tony Spark and a spicy story. The first of 3 spicy stories. We are going for... I'll get to the next story here in about 30 seconds, y'all. We are going for Finger Hearts. Finger Hearts for Tony Spark, going for 2K of those to get him and a spicy story unlocked. Let me D&D this real quick. Candy Thunder should do a spicy Sunday. That's possible. I got to tell you, we did. Candy Thunder and I finally came up with a name for the new podcast that she and I are going to start with the home studio. And I'll release it to you soon. It's good. It's good. It's good. Okay, let's dive into the next story here. My 30 seconds is up. Hey there, it's Dusty with yet another story for you. This one is from AITA and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Telling My Girlfriend She Has No Say in What I Buy My Own Daughter? Okay. This one we can definitely vote on. Let's do a restart on this. Am I the astronaut for telling my girlfriend she has no say in what I buy my own daughter? YouTube side, please comment with your vote. TikTok side, upper left-hand corner should be an interactive poll. Yeah. I mean, no. Yeah, so all of you who are already typing it, I'm NTA on this.
NTA.
Callie, title was, Am I the astronaut for telling my girlfriend she has no say in what I buy my own daughter? Marie, could be. This could very easily be an ESH.
Easily.
Red the New Black says, oops, I voted AskCon 1 thinking of girlfriend. You're good. You're good. 6 other people did as well. So NTA won with 75% of the vote here. Speaking of in the 70s of percentages, we're at 78% right now on the share goal. Already at 942 out of 12 hundo on the TikTok side. Y'all are wild. We're also at 33% of the likes goal with 167K out of 500. We're rocking. And we are over a quarter of the way through on the Finger Hearts goal. We are at 520 of 2K, and that unlocks Tony Spark and a spicy story. Let's dive in. Whoa, there's a turkey on my head, y'all. Candy C, or Liza with the turkey. Thanks so much for that. Also, Candy C, LKB, and Nicole, Charlotte, Special K. Thanks so much, guys. I have an 8-year-old daughter from a previous relationship that only lasted 2 weeks. I have been with my current girlfriend for about 4 years now, and our relationship is pretty good. We live separately due to her schooling. The problem for a while has been my girlfriend making comments at the things that I buy my daughter. It's mostly toys that I buy for her. I love seeing her face light up, and I usually end up buying her whatever she likes. My daughter does not have a good life or relationship with her mother, who she's with only weekends since she's neglectful. So I do everything in my power to be a good dad and make her happy. Recently, she's been wanting to collect anime figures and Pokemon cards, which I've been helping her start. My girlfriend was not happy with my spending since she wants to live together and start a family, which I asked her for, and thinks that we should be saving that money. She told me that I should spend the money better and put it in a savings account that we created together. She did not want me to buy my daughter everything she asks for. I told her that it was unfair. Then she also told me not to splurge too much on Christmas gifts, especially on stocking fillers and other things that are not useful. I told her I'm not making promises. I offered that she could move in with me and save the money she pays for rent and switch universities, but she refused since her university is bigger and more prestigious. She also has a pretty big scholarship to it worth $40K, which she only got because she wrote about her hard life, not based on her grades. She also said that my place is not big enough and she does not feel safe with her pets being around my daughter since my daughter had kicked at one of them around 2 years ago. My daughter had also yanked a box around with one of her parakeets while we were buying him since the store lady liked kids and handed the bird to my daughter. When my girlfriend asked for the box, my daughter yanked it back, causing the bird to thrash around and panic inside. My girlfriend was upset at me about not doing anything about it, but it wasn't our fault because the store lady gave the box to my daughter and my girlfriend hadn't yet paid for the bird yet, so at that point it wasn't hers anyway. However, nothing happened to her pet since she was in the cage and she would get over it and let a child be a child. She told me that some of these things are non-negotiable, such as her pet's safety and being financially responsible. I've agreed to that even though her birds would make life difficult, so there's a long list of things you cannot have in a parrot household: Teflon, fragrances, candles, cosmetics, fumes, etc., and she's not willing to risk anything. She said that I can agree to it now or not to waste her life. I just want to be able to spoil my daughter because her smile is everything to me. Am I the astronaut for buying my daughter everything she wants? Okay. So at the end of the day, I think this comes down to in a lopsided ESH because both parties are unwilling to compromise. And in a relationship, there's got to be some kind of compromise there, right? That's the bottom line. Girlfriend is definitely the way bigger astronaut here. Like, the only thing I have a problem with OP on here is not even willing to discuss things, just being like, I won't make any promises. I'm going to ignore that. Like, I'm going to do me. But then also wanting to live together and do life together as a team. So there has to be some kind of conversation here. It's great. It's his child. She has no say in the fact that it's his child and that he can do whatever he wants for his child. But if they're looking at the prospect of doing life together, there's got to be some kind of input here. Now, where she fucked up hard is that her input is not constructive at all. And even though she would just be a bonus mom to this child, she's not taking that role on at all. She's treating this child like an inconvenience to her lifestyle here. Whereas if somebody had their heart in the right place in this situation, I would think the conversation would have been like, hey, do you mind if I spend some time working with her on like how it's safe to behave with the animals? Can I teach her that? Are you okay with me helping her understand the boundaries and why they're there? Are you okay with me teaching her? Instead of just having this expectation that this kid is just going to automatically know all the fucking rules in the universe for people with exotic animals. You have to be willing to teach a kid. They don't just know shit. It's not the Matrix. They don't like plug into something and I know Kung Fu. It's not like that. And getting into a relationship with someone who has a kid means that you have to develop that understanding that they aren't going to know everything. You have to teach them. This kid doesn't really have a mom either. So there's a blank space. Kid probably wants to write this lady's name, but this lady is unwilling to form a relationship. You can tell that there's no relationship there at all, right? It's very cold. It's very, your kid is an inconvenience. You spend too much money on your kid. I don't like the way your kid is. That's problematic. It's problematic as a soft ESH. Even leaning into I put NTA here for OP because he's almost NTA, but it is truly an ESH because there has to be some kind of teamwork communication going on here. Like neither of them is actually willing to teach her, which is a problem. But dad is at least just wants her happiness. Now that can lead to a lot of behavioral problems, right? There has to be some constructive teaching going on in there too, which no one in her life is doing right now. Cool. ESH is everyone sucks here. Yeah, this relationship will end for sure. Yeah, she's just a kid, but and I understand he's trying to compensate for the fact that she has a shitty mom. He's trying to compensate for that by swinging hard the other direction. And maybe he does handle the structure and the teaching part of that. What makes me think that's not the case is that this would have been a red flag for him as well. And a teaching moment, like recognizing those teaching moments here where the bird thing and, when she kicked at one of the dogs, that he probably told her not to do that. But there has to be this teaching moment and a bridge built. And there is a little bit of a responsibility when you're a parent entering into a blended relationship, right? There is a little bit of responsibility to facilitate the making of that bridge, the building of it, for these two parties to learn how to learn from each other. And he didn't do that either. So this is just, it was a bad combination. This equation is missing a few things. So it's just not ending up in the positive. He's overcompensating. She's alienating. Yeah, and those two things aren't going to work together. They cannot survive in the same household. And I don't even think living separately, this relationship could last. There's too much frustration between each other. We are at 12:04. We're at 12:20 of 2K on the finger hearts right now. We're still rocking and rolling for that. I'm going to boop some music real quick. Hazel Love. I don't understand how they've been together for 4 years. He hasn't picked up on her animosity. He deflects it, right? The whole I'm not making any promises response is like he's got a lighthearted deflection for that. Maybe that's just how he deals with those kinds of uncomfortable conversations. It's possible. Incompatibility. Andriel, yes, 100%. Turner, some spoiling is fine, but daughter still needs corrections when she is bad. Yeah, I mean, again, like kids don't just know things. You have to teach them. And there is a responsibility when you're not the bio parent, but you're entering into a relationship with somebody who has a kid, to recognize that and to teach. It has to be there. Hey, Charlotte Arnold, Bailey Chapman just passed 370 finger hearts and is still going. Katriana, Charlotte Arnold, Liza, Julie, Jamie S., The Bunny Blazin'. Katriana again there, Cake the Rogue dropping 150 of the finger hearts. Crystal Mulkey with the ice cream cone. Makisha McCoy Timbri with the finger hearts. Raya dropping 200 of the finger hearts there. Jen here. Kim Jelly Klinger. Aunt Sue. Martin with the lobster? Heck yeah. Katriana, Bree, 32627, Tanith, Tony Spark, Bubsy. Liza, Carly Page Miller, Mungao, Dean Johnson, Special K. Bailey Trapman ended up dropping 400. Holy cow. Totally Radical. Cake the Rogue, Lacey Lex, Katriana, Pilo Sophia, Crystal Mulkey, Totally Radical again there. Special K, thanks so much for the love. We'll dive over to the next one here now. Girlfriend might be trying to help, but doing it incorrectly. Possibly. But if OP's version of this is accurate, and it may not be, but if OP's version of this is accurate, I think her claims would come across differently. Her problems, her ire would be translated a little bit differently, and not, I'm worried for my animal safety. It would be, I'm worried that we haven't effectively taught her about animal boundaries yet. You know what I mean? And maybe that's what she said. He just twisted it here. So that if that's the case, that's on him, right? Oh, what? Oh, hey, ho, ho, ho. We hit that finger heart goal for Tony Spark and a spicy story. Look at that. We'll give some quick thanks and we'll dive quickly over to the next story. You want to read spicy story and then you come up, or do you want to come up now? Okay. In particular order, we have Bailey Chapman, Cake the Rogue, Quine JD, 88QJ. Let me know how I should pronounce that. I'm not good at this. Ryu Kachiha, Charlotte Arnold, Martin Keywood, Makisha McCoy Tinber, Gunnery, Antsu, Stenzilla, Mungao, Elise Kutch, Pug Abuelita, Crystal Mulkey, Real Broad Zuba, Ann Bracker, Tony Spark, Katriana, Mama Silver. We've got Alexis Nicole, Fallen Devil, Mrs. Glittery Bumhole. Seems like it would be painful. Paula Hogan, Yvette B01, Lillian Lacey Lex, God's Blessed Wonder Woman. Hello, Kimmy. Just another someone. Totally Radical. Jamie's Shadow Wolf. Crystal Museum Girl. Kim Jelly Klinger. Jerry Lee Go Forth. Oh, we've got Rebel Dez. Carly Page Miller. Annie Butcher. The Bunny Blazin'. And Cherry Blossom. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much for helping us hit that goal to unlock Tony Spark and a spicy story. The next one is going to unlock a spicy story and Candy Thunder feedback. Would you just look at that?
We'll just come back. You can read the story
After?
Yes, sir. Understood, Mr. Producer, sir. Mr. Producer, sir.
I don't know if this one is still around. Yep, it is. Never mind. Found it. Found it. It's been a hot minute since we used this one. Okay, we are going for 185 paper cranes.
Paper crane. Denny crane.
I need to get Candy Thunder to watch Boston Legal. She's never watched it with me. It was before our time. Bobby Joe, you can see me question my life choices for a second. That happens several times per day. Hey, Liza just became a 9-month sub in the Gosh Hecked fam on the TikTok side. Hell yes. Welcome to the Gosh Hecked fam. Ashley, Chrissy, Joe, Crystal, thank you guys. Holly CR, see you there too. All right, Tony Sparks said he's going to come up after this story. Spicy reward story number 1. All right, there we go. Hey, there's Dusty with a spicy story for you. Oh, almost forgot to hit the button.
It's spicy.
Got a real ghost pepper of a story here for you. This one is from AITA WIBTA. Now we got to turn AITA into some kind of news station on Ron Burgundy this shit.
Welcome to WIBTA for the 3 o'clock news.
Here in asshole land, it's 83 degrees. Okay. This story is titled, I've Done Everything I Can to Break Up My Ex's Marriage. We won't do the poll on this because it's not a question. We'll just dive right in. I probably sound like an asshole, but I don't even care. I was with my ex for a year and he broke up with me. 3 months later, he started going out with some other girl, and now 3 years since, they're married with a kid. I have no clue what he sees in her, like she's not his usual type. She's a bit chubby, if anything. She worked a mediocre job, and I could say some more things. In short, he can do so much better than her. Boop. Wow. OP's special. I've been wanting to talk to him for so long, and I saw them at a restaurant, and I took my chance and just went over to their table. Immediately, he told me that she's his wife and told me to leave them alone. I thought that after being together for a year and having no contact for so long, he would at least want to have a small conversation with me. Bish Delulu. Him denying me that made me really angry, and I ended up telling his wife that she's nothing like his usual type and she should watch out before I left, and she was clearly emotional at hearing that. After that, I was determined to get closer to him, and I applied and got a job in the same division of the company he works at, but on a different team and one level lower, so I've seen him around the office a few times and tried to interact with him a little, and all it got me was a meeting with HR. I got a membership at the gym he goes to and figured out what time he goes each day, and I've been showing up at the same time and trying to make conversation there, and still nothing. You're stalking him! She says all of these things like it's perfectly normal. She says all these things like, yeah. Of course he wants to talk to me. I guess most stalkers have to be delusional, right? Like being delusional is a prerequisite for being a stalker, I would think. I've told, what do you mean not necessarily? Says someone like they have experience.
I'm just kidding.
Not me looking at the past trying to figure out what happened in the years before we got together.
All I know is I had a crush on you whenever I was 16, and now I have you.
Kana gets what she wants. I've told him that he can do better and I want us to give our relationship another shot, and when he pretends that I'm not even there, I'll just leave to avoid the embarrassment. I feel a little bad since his wife really comes off as a really shy and sweet person who loves him, but I really want to get him back and I don't owe her anything at the gist of it. I'm blocked on all social media.
2 points from Gryffindor.
Candy Thunder comes in, starts playing the stream at full volume on her phone.
It's connected to my phone.
I understand. It's funny. It's a very Candy Thunder thing to do.
I'm very sorry. Turn the music down.
I'm blocked on all social media, and I tried reaching out through a burner phone number app, and no response to that either. It feels like I don't even exist to him. At the very least, he could give me one conversation. I mean, just a few years ago, he was in love with me. This is quite literally nothing his wife has that... words are hard. There is quite literally nothing his wife has that I don't, and I know I would be an amazing partner to him if he would just give me a chance. I'm so frustrated right now, I can't even process this. I just want to talk to somebody about this, but I have no one who won't just cut me off if I do. That's the end of the story. They have kids, right? He's married. They have children. That escalates the danger level of this whole thing, does it not? Because if she wants him bad enough to herself, where is she willing to stop? What? Where is she willing to stop? She just wants one conversation. Yeah, the world needs an RO against you, OP. The world. Hey, Brett Maples, member for 13 gosh heckin' months, says his wife has one thing you don't, and that's him. 100%. 100. I'm not going to tell. Yes, I am going to tell you. I saw all these comments that were like, she has him. And it didn't hit me until I read your comment, Brett, that's what that meant. I was like, she has him, like OP has him in a basement or something? Like, y'all think that she's already taken him and now she's writing this post? I took it a way different way that I think you all meant it. She has him. Yes, it's something that she doesn't have. But in her mind, like she still does. They're on a break in her mind, right? And now she's like, okay, quit playing. It's time to come back. That's not okay. It's 100% not okay. What's up, Tater?
That's her comment.
Oh my goodness. Okay. We have her.
There's just 3 of them.
We have her comments to read back here.
But gives you more insight into who she is.
He already reported me to HR, so I stopped approaching him at work. She definitely does not have a better body than me. She definitely does not have a better body than me, I promise you. I know I'm horrible, but after everything, am I not least owed a single conversation to plead my case and tell him how I still feel? I know it's ridiculous, but I truly want him to be mine again. I know what I bring to the table, and it's a lot more than his wife does. I'm struggling with the fact that he can't even give me a conversation. I mean, I will give her this. She is persistent.
In the worst way.
Yes. She is determined. This is like Pat Mahomes when they're down with 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. He's like, it's mine. We win. And it happens. Like, how far is she willing to go? That's the question here, because yes, his wife is in danger. Their kids are in danger. She has the absolute delusion. Her reality is that they are destined to be together. And the only thing in the way is his shitty wife and his shitty kids. She didn't mention the kids except that he has them in here, but I guarantee you this has entered her mind. Could they be together and those kids become hers? I don't know that she likes to share. I don't see that happening. This is look, when somebody enters into a relationship with someone else, they have made their choice. When they got engaged, they cemented that choice. Whenever they got married, the choice isn't going to change. The only thing you're going to get yourself is a conversation with a judge. That's it. This is dangerous. This is delusional. This is not okay. If somebody chooses not to be with you, they've chosen not to be with you. They haven't done that to dare you to try harder. They've chosen another human being. And I can't imagine why this relationship fell apart. What was she like when they were together? Shannon Cross dropping the $2 super says lifetime movie in the making. Erica, Eternal member for 8 months, and the Goshak and Thunder Crew says she's psychotic. For sure.
She checks every narcissistic box.
Donna Johnson, member for 12 months. She is the Lulu. A judge and an involuntary psychiatric hold, Ellen says. Yeah, she is. I don't think we got her age, did we? No, we didn't get her age. If you had to guess, what would you guess for her age? Sound off. Lurkers, you too, sound off. If you had to guess what her age was, what would you guess?
26.
Tony Sparks says 26.
I was going to say 24, 26.
Quiet, hey. Jumped back in the gosh, heck it, fam. Heck yes. Barnyard, Catriana, Brandy Rose, Vanessa Rivera. Thanks so much for the love. Catriana, Pink, Cheeky, Ratato, SKR, Ratatos. Tony Spark, Ms. Billy, Tanya Pippleton. We are at 41 and 185 on those paper cranes right now. Barnyard, Pink, Bree, thanks so much. 24, 25, 26. Well, we got some 36s. I saw 14 there first. So it's a pretty broad age range. I was thinking mid to early 20s. This is like a delusion where, you know, like as a young adult, you enter the world, especially like a young adult leaving college. Like what kid doesn't graduate college or high school and think, all right, I'm going to go kick this world's ass now. Give me 1 year, I'll be a millionaire. Put that Ferrari on hold for me. Like you just enter the world with all this brazen confidence, right? And you got to go a little ways before it kicks you in the balls, and then you grow from it. This world hasn't kicked her in the balls yet. or the silicones, whatever. She hasn't been gut checked by life yet to get an adjusted worldview where she comes from. You know what? This could easily be like the daughter in the last story if dad doesn't get like the full-blown spoiling under control and like not teach her. It's just the world is mine. I get what I want. I want him and he's married to some other bitch. I know what I must do. Everything. Had her drop in the 20 bomb, said she sounds like my friend's first wife. About a month after they finalized their divorce, she had the nerve to call him and say, "So when are you coming back home and stopping this tantrum?" Wow. Also, Candy Thunder, I think we know this girl.
I was just thinking that. I have a narcissist pulled up, and I was like, this girl checks every box.
Checks every narcissist box. Yeah, no, lady, we've given you Delulu and Bizzo, but you also get this. You know what's interesting is that it took him 0 seconds to say, "This is my wife, leave us alone." Whenever you first encountered him at the restaurant, he already knew. He knew where this was going to lead and started taking preventative measures from day one. So you had to have been like this before. He had to have known this was coming.
Which begs the question, do you ever really escape a narcissist?
Candy Thunder says, which begs the question, do you ever really escape a narcissist? I think you can, but it requires someone else becoming the target. Not that you should sacrifice someone else, but I think, they only get bored with you and move on whenever they found someone else to focus the Eye of Sauron upon. Only escape if they want you to escape them.
Being fair, someone did.
Bonkers. Hey, you know what? We get this guy now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Spark!
Get in there, Bubba. Get on in there.
Yeah.
Do that dance you've been planning all morning.
He's eyeing to you. Hello, people.
Don't be shy. We saw that jig.
Weird. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday. Is it still? Oh, it's like, is it sunny outside? It looks like it's sunny. It's been like dreary and rainy today. I've been very tired today. Candy said I infected with the sickness of being the tiredness. I was like, what are you talking about? Because then I was talking about I was tired, and then like 10 minutes later she was tired, and it was the whole thing. I know. I also don't like that it's going to be dark in like
20 minutes.
Yeah, I do not.
What have you been doing?
Strongly
What have you been doing lately?
dislike daylight saving time or whatever it is.
What's Tony been up to? Not Ted. What's Tony been up to?
Playing some COD lately.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's been got back into COD lately. Been doing a lot of that. Ted had a adventure this weekend. Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
Hold on. I think I just discovered something.
Oh no.
I think this should be my party persona, and his name should be Bill. And Bill and Ted can have some excellent adventures.
I don't even want to look at him in the mask. I'm out on the mask. I don't even want to look. It's bad. It's bad. Yeah. No, Diana, I did not. I did not post anything, film anything. I'm just really bad at that. I did record a bunch of stuff when I was making chili last week, and then I never did anything with it. So I even went so far as to actually make it into a TikTok, and then just
And then why?
and then just put it in my dress because I made it to put that audio of Kevin talking about the chili to send to one of my friends, and then I never even posted it.
Gosh darn it.
But it was yeah. And then like what happens most of the time with Ted, like Ted just doesn't think to record things. Cause like there's a lot of funny things that happened this weekend. But,
Ted needs an intern.
but I just didn't film anything, and yeah.
You turned into a bartender.
I did. I kind of became a bartender for a little while, and like I had people convinced that I was the bartender, but I finally had to fess up that I wasn't the bartender. Otherwise, the establishment probably would have gotten a bad Yelp review about a really shitty bartender because I could not make some of the drinks that they ordered. But the bar was kind of like closed, and we were just hanging out with the bar owner and then like a few people, and then he didn't lock the door, so then some people came in. And I happened to be behind the bar making myself and them a drink. And then they were like, "Are you guys open?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Come on up." And then I proceeded to be the bartender for the next hour because more people came in. And it escalated really quickly. And it went from me just like joking around making a drink to like I was being a full-on bartender for a while.
Would you call it a limited menu when you became bartender?
It was a very limited menu. It was funny though because no, it was like they asked for all these things. I'm like, I don't know how to make that. And then I just then I turned into like I was like, ooh, we're out of that. And then like after the fourth thing they listed, I was like, I feel like they're gonna catch on here in a minute, as if they probably already did. But I was like, let me check on that real quick. And so then I went and I was like, hey, can we make this each? Joe had to drink it. It wasn't good. But I gave it to him for free. By the end of it, I was legitimately like ringing up tickets, and I did get a tip. I must have done okay with the one because they gave me like a $10 tip. So
There's a Tony Spark pop up. Yeah, heck yeah.
like, listen, I can make some drinks, but I can't make like fancy drinks. And there was a lot. They were ordering like fancy things, and I was like, I would know how to make it if I like. Also, let's not discount the fact that this was after Ted had already been Ted for several hours. So like he was making fancy martinis and drinks was not a thing that was going to happen. He was ordering things I'd never heard of. Like,
yeah, one of those. Like, what the
One
hell?
of
How do you
those.
make that?
but then some people came in and they were like, oh, can I get a vodka soda? And I'm like, that I can take care of. It's like, no problem. That I can do good. But everything else. But that's what happened. And then finally, I have these two lovely ladies that I was making the original drinks for kind of started to give me a look because after I made their drinks and I made these other people's drinks, I just was making myself a drink. And they were kind of like, should the bartender be drinking back here? And I was like, full disclosure, ladies, I'm not the bartender. I just happened to be back here when you walked in. And they were like, well, you kind of fooled us until we realized you couldn't make any of the drinks. And I was like, but I'm not going to charge you for them. It's
talk,
fine.
right? You got the
Yeah, I've got
talk
the
down.
bartender, you know, I could pass as bartender for a little while, but yeah, it was, then Ted ran amok for a minute, but it was fine.
We gotta pull Caden.
Okay, bye guys. Don't forget to follow at @TonySpark_, even though I don't post anything, but you should follow me anyway, because you just never know.
He might actually post one of the things that he gets all the way to the just post button step
I know.
of.
I got a chili video in the drafts, and maybe I'll post it.
Wait, is it Tony or is it Ted that gets stuck at this point?
Tony. Ted, I don't know.
Why don't you let Ted start opening the app?
No, but
and be like,
here's
fuck
what
that,
happens.
Send it.
Here's what happens. Ted forgets to film Tony thinks about filming it, and then Ted forgets about filming it, and then I don't know. It's just
I get it.
And then I make it, and I'm like, oh, it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. And then
One
I'm
of
like,
these days,
I might
you're
as
gonna
well
have to
post
post
it
it.
because only like 30 people are going to see it
Just
anyway.
post it.
But
Post it.
you can,
Post
guys.
it. Post it.
Follow me.
Post it. Post it. You can still post it. Post it. It's probably got like a year's worth of content built up. Just do it. Just do it. Hey, before we dive in, I wanted to bring Caden Thunder up once more to showcase the shirt here. I guess I should have left the desk where it was. Come on up. Do so. Could you, to the camera, just on this mat, do like 3 to 4 of what I would consider modeling poses? Pretend we got a photo shoot going on here. Let me get out of the way. And hold those poses so we can get screenshots like during post. Yeah, let's see.
Blue steel.
There you go. Okay, one more. Let's, switch. Okay, switch. Switch. Okay, you don't understand that one, but okay. Now let's see the back. We gotta see the back. That's on the back of the shirt, man.
Broke character.
Okay.
Broke character.
I blue steel too hard.
Could you stand on your tippy toes a little bit? We just need to see the full design. There you go. Okay. Next. Well, we gotta see the back again. Oh, okay. Now show the back design.
My
Okay.
ears are doing wobbles.
You get the
Okay.
bubbles. There it is. Now you gotta get like the back like flex or something.
Crashing out on the
There, you know
TikTok
what
live.
Work it, baby.
I had a sneeze before I went on. I gotta explain myself. I had a sneeze before I came up here, and it was so powerful that it shook my brain and my head. And when I sneezed, my head went forward and my brain went backwards, and it was like a whoosh, and
It's called whiplash.
yeah, whiplash of the brain.
You about whiplashed yourself on that microphone.
I know. It's because I'm unoriented because of the. I gotta go.
He's unoriented. That's what happens about an hour after I eat chicken fried rice. Yeah. I don't know. This has gone completely off the rails, but we'll just roll with it because it's fun. We're at 74 185 on the paper cranes right now. I am bebopping over to the next story here, which I think is number 3, correct? Regular? Am I on a regular story now?
Yeah, someone said that boy ain't right.
That boy ain't right. He's so fun. You know what? It's just serendipitous timing here that like you have the sneeze of all sneezes that temporarily takes 33% of your brain power away. And I'm like, be a model for a minute. And he's like, okay. He gets up here and just and does it. And does it. Like, come on, round of applause for that. For just doing it, right? For just doing it. Okay, here we go. Hey there, it's Dusty with yet another story for you. This one comes from AITA and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Enforcing My House Rules on My Wife's Brother?
Yes.
You say, yes, you are the astronaut for that? Oh. Mute. Candy Thunder is now muted for the rest of the story, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I'm going NTA anyway. Michelle, Caden is the bestest. Really, truly. Thanks. Thanks. I'm recovering over here. It looks like NTA is going to run away with it, but it's starting to even out just a little bit here. Oh, yep, sorry. Title is, Am I the Astronaut for Enforcing My House Rules on My Wife's Brother? The brother-in-law. Enforcing house rules on wife's brother. 7 seconds left. Your house, your rules. Christian Rocky. He's a good egg. All right. 67% went NTA. The next one was ESH. Oh, very well could be an ESH. Good call. Good call. All right, let's dive in. My male 30 brother-in-law, male 20, Sean, moved in with me and his sister after my father-in-law passed away a few months ago. With me and his sister. Like, your wife?
I think he was just clarifying whose brother he was.
That's a weird way to say that, right? Hey, hello, this is Sarah's sister. It's like, or my wife. I don't know.
I'm your best friend.
My wife.
Your
All
best
right.
friend.
He is the private type and keeps to himself. He goes out and never says where he's going or how long he'll be out, eats at random times during the day, wears earbuds while me and the kids are sitting with him. See, all of these are uncool behaviors and a bad influence to my children. I'm confused by that. I've already talked to Sean about certain house rules I have and how he was violating them, maybe because he didn't know, but now he knows, and still nothing's changed. Last night he came home late around 10 p.m. I wasn't thrilled with that because he knew the rules, but he said that he was an adult and I shouldn't be policing him, but it's not about that. It's about the fact that he's repeatedly disrespected the homeowner and the rules. So I told him this: if you won't respect the rules, which are be home at 8, not eating at random times, and not using his electronics, just like my kids aren't allowed when the family is gathered to spend time together. He's not your kid, OP. I knew we were going in the wrong direction with an NTA. I just didn't know how wrong we were going. He ranted about how he wasn't a child, my child, and called me unreasonable to treat him this way just because he lives under my roof. I told him it's not hard to show respect, really, but my wife went off asking what was wrong with me to be giving Sean, who's still grieving, ultimatums and treating him like a child. I explained to her that I'm just making sure the kids won't be influenced by her brother's reckless behavior, and she laughed, asking if I think Sean being on his phone was reckless, but that is besides the point. That's what you say when someone's right? That's beside the point. We're not talking about that. She called me a control freak and told me to get off her brother's back and leave him alone. I replied that she's just saying this because he's her brother, but she said I overstepped and should back off and stop trying to control her adult brother. I asked her if she was happy with him coming home late, and she said she was sick of arguing, then went upstairs. Am I the astronaut here? Yep. Yep.
No questions.
Yep. Look, number one, if you're going to try to create these unreasonable rules, you have to inform someone and communicate this with them before they make the decision to move in with you. I understand you guys are doing him a favor by giving him a place to stay, but before offering that, if there's going to be this kind of expectation here, this is what we call creating clear expectations, right? So you would have a duty to communicate this before offering him the ability to stay at your place. Now, I know he's going to say, well, I wasn't part of that conversation. My wife did that. Then you should have communicated this to your wife so she could communicate it to him before he made the decision to come stay with you. You can't just let someone come stay with you and be like, all right, now that you're here, here are the rules. We get up at 4 a.m. We go out in the backyard with no clothes. We pick up rocks for 4 hours. We come back inside. We bathe ourselves. We bathe each other. We make lunch for 2 hours. We then take a 1-hour nap. Then we get up, put clothes on finally, and go back in the yard and pick up sticks for the rest of the day. When the sun sets, we create a fire. We huddle around that fire, and then we go to sleep. This isn't the colony house from From. And not even that. The colony house was like, do whatever you want. Just don't be a dick. He's not your kid. He's not your employee. He's not your cult member. He's not you have no power over him except to say, get out. And even that, you don't have total power to do.
You don't do that at our house.
All that, Sergeant McDusty, that was oddly specific. All that shit just came straight from my brain. Just make it up as you say it. That's hard. You know how they do improv and jazz? That's like, this is my jazz. Caden Thunder, From is the best show. Except for it doesn't make any fucking sense. Neither does this. Right? This doesn't make any sense at all. And, okay, having the delusion that you have this kind of power over another human being and trying to enforce it without giving them prior notice, like, the audacity of this dude, which begs the question, like, how does he treat people outside of his home? How does this guy interact with society?
He's a control freak.
At large? Like, how does this work for him in daily life? How is he able to survive? It's just bonkers. It's bonkers. Are those sandwiches made with organic sugar-free jelly? Oh, a bad manager, Margarita. That makes perfect fucking sense. Holy shit. You nailed it. This is a bad manager. Everybody's worked for a bad manager. This is a control freak, bad manager who wants puppet strings. Wants to be the puppeteer. We've got a real Geppetto in the flesh here. Interesting. Yes, ASCOM won. And this requires a certain amount of delusion. Has Buddy never had a house guest? Also, this gives you a lot of insight into how he treats his kids, too. How's he going to handle his kids growing up? Those kids are going to become teenagers.
You, sir, have clearly never dealt with a teenager before. But you will. And they will test you, and they will bend you, and they will break
We
you.
know this guy. We know this parent.
We know this parent.
We do.
Yeah, we know this parent.
I want to say it so bad, but I can't.
Damn. Yeah. I mean, yeah. It exists. This exists. We know firsthand. I just don't understand. And you know what? It kind of makes sense because if somebody has this kind of outlook in their sphere where they do have control, which is home, and that's it, right? It's only home. Then for those kids, as they become teenagers and they start wanting to do things outside of the home, here's what's going to happen. And this is what we know. It's going to be like, no, you're grounded. No, I need you to do this thing. No. Keep them here in the nest where I can control them. And it's going to be a constant fight. And that is going to end up leading to no contact. Why haven't I heard from my son in 5 years? That kind of thing, right? That's it. That's where this is heading. Somebody thinks that they're doing the right thing and being protective and teaching and growing, but really they're just over controlling to the point where they're driving a chasm between them and the people they are controlling. And that's going to be a harsh reality because he doesn't realize he's doing it. I'm sure he thinks he's doing the right thing. And his bucking of the brother's freedom was in the name of being a bad influence on his kids. Because he's got them fully brainwashed right now. And any reality that doesn't match the foundation that he's created challenges that. It's tough, but it happens. We knows it is. We knows it does. Am I missing something? We're at 124 or 185 on the paper cranes right now, which again unlocks another spicy story and Candy Thunder feedback. We are closing in on the last 30 minutes of the show here. We're bouncing over to the next regularly scheduled story here. Let me get some music rocking for us. Dad always changed the rules on you when you were an adult living with him during college. Changed the rules on you? Like, okay, now that you're back, here's rules 37.4b. They've been updated recently. Lilith, yeah, 8 p.m. for an adult. You know, I've thought about it because there have been times where like we've had a friend or a family member that may need a place to stay, and I'm like, you know, we could be a resource. We have kids. We're busy lives. Like, there would be a disruption, but you can't just enforce a set of rules on a guest, especially without them agreeing to it ahead of time. You can't just be like, okay.
Welcome to boot camp. You didn't know what you signed up for, but here it is.
Hey, Caroline, just became a 16-month sub. Welcome to the Gosh Heckett fam. Lacey Lex Vetero and Dan Bailey, Chapman, Carm, Jamie Realbrold, Grandma Shark, Corporal Hicks, 86. Candy Thunder, Kara, Lynetta Luara, Lynette Laura. Queen Tink, Shan loves to read. Janice 2014, Kick the Rogue. Thanks so much for the love. Kai sending a bunch of paper cranes through there as well. Kick the Rogue and Kai. Coming up big. Bailey Chapman too. Kiana. Charlotte Arnold, Katriana, Misty Joe, Charlotte Arnold with a whole bunch more of those paper cranes there too. Thank you guys so much. Jen Design Store, Katriana, Vero and Dan. You guys are great. There we go. All good? Tater? All good?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, we are bouncing over to the next story here. Number 4, right? Believe so. Okay. Hey there, it's Dusty yet again with another Reddit story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for choosing my mom over my wife when she was in labor? I'm assuming it was your wife who was in labor, not your mom. Let's start a poll here. Poll has started. Title again, am I the astronaut for choosing my mom over my wife when she was in labor? We've read a similar story to this one. I hope it's not the same one. Nah, surely not. Surely not. Yeah. I mean, yeah, you got to be an asshole for that, right? Okay, it was posted 2 days ago, so it's not the same one. Not the same. Gosh, I really want to say Ask on 1. Yep, I'm going to do it. Ask on 1. I was thinking of going 2 because this could also easily be a product of manipulation. But at some point, that's no excuse. Smothered in A1 sauce. Love it. He gets the sauce. Oh, watch, we'll know these people too, Jay Frogger. I hope not.
In our defense, most of the when we say we know this person, it's normally
That's true. Most of the time when we say we know this person, it's always the same person.
she's crazy.
This last time it wasn't. It branched out, but yeah, for the most part, it's.
You mean the one whose picture is next to Marcus?
All right, Ask on 1 came up big time here. Let's dive in and see how right we were. We've got to be right here, right? I, 30 male, I'm the proud father of newborn baby girl. My 30 female wife and I usually have a great marriage with occasional disagreements, but never anything like the ongoing argument we have been having since baby was born. My wife's family lives across the country. We live in a town close to my mother. I'm an only child, so it was known early on that I would be my wife's support person during labor, which I was really excited about. This was a pregnancy we had been looking forward to for over a year, and we were both excited to be parents. We had a really good birth plan and felt as prepared as you can be as first-time parents. Well, a couple of weeks ago, my wife went into labor and we went off to the hospital. The labor took quite a long time. We'd been at the hospital for over 8 hours, and my wife was 7 centimeters and having some very painful contractions when I received a call. It was from a hospital on the other side of town calling, as I'm my mother's next of kin, to advise that she had just suffered a heart attack. As you can imagine, I was devastated. I asked about her condition, and though they couldn't guarantee me that she wouldn't suffer a further heart attack, she was awake and in stable condition, and all of her vitals were positive. I explained to my wife and apologized before saying I needed to be there for my mother. My wife, between contractions, said she understands what a stressful situation this was and feels for my mom, but that my mom was in stable condition and she really needed me here as she had no one else. Okay, this is a red flag moment for you, OP. Because your wife, who's in labor between contractions, is more level-headed than you are, is doing more critical thinking than you. There's a challenge. Push a football out of your butt and be smart. I again apologized and said I'd be back as soon as possible and raced over to check on my mom, who thankfully seemed okay apart from a bit of pain and disorientation. I unfortunately missed the birth of my baby, and my wife ended up needing a C-section. She's been really upset with me ever since, keeping her distance and not talking as much as usual. When I approached her about it, explaining that it was an emergency and I thought she really had been understanding, she said that it wasn't really an emergency because my mom was stable and she can't get over the fact that I abandoned her in a real emergency when the emergency phase had passed for my mother. She said it would have been different if my mother wasn't stable and that I should have waited and stayed with her. I feel like I was put in a really tough position, and while I feel really bad about not being there for my wife and newborn, I would have felt awful if anything happened to my mom and I didn't go. I feel like there was almost no good decision here, but my wife disagrees and thinks the fact that I chose to go to my mom shows where my priorities lie and that they aren't with our family. So Reddit, am I the astronaut?
Yep.
You know what? Even though we're going to unlock Candy Thunder for spicy story feedback here soon, I got to bring her back up. Because this is a situation that I need us both to be a part of here. I feel like this was a major fail. He's trying to pitch this as a Kobayashi Maru. He's trying to pitch this as a no-win scenario, which is bullshit. You went there and already knew that your mom was in stable condition, but you went there and basically confirmed what you already knew, that this was stable condition. And you said if something had happened to her and you hadn't gone, you would have never been able to forgive yourself. You also would have never been able to forgive yourself if you had gone and something happened to your wife, right? That's where the Kobayashi Maru comes in. But if you had stayed, asked them to call you if anything changed with your mom, and been there when your wife needed to have an emergency C-section, you would not be in the doghouse right now. You would not be in this shitstorm of a mess. That's my thought. Candy Thunder, what do you think? Tell us, love.
I think that this guy doesn't understand that women die in childbirth, that labor and delivery are also an emergency situation, as proven by his wife needing a C-section, a surgery that they did not plan on. It was not foreseen. They had a birth plan that they thought was sound. But if someone is in stable condition, there is no, like, I went from like a 2 to a 10 in no time at all. So how on fucking earth, your wife's at a 7, like your baby is about to be freaking born, something is going to progress, and you went all the way across town to another hospital knowing where your wife was at in labor. It 100% shows where your priorities lie.
It does.
Like, your priority is not your wife. Your priority is not the family that you're starting. Your priority is to your mom. I would have a hard time coming back from this. If you abandoned me in the middle of childbirth, I would have a hard time coming back from that. Like, unless it was like, this was not a situation where he didn't have time to wait and see. And like, I loved your thought of having the hospital call if something changes. Like, he's in a difficult situation, and I sympathize with that, but he chose, in my opinion, he chose wrong.
Well, he's an only child, so he's a mama's boy, right? He's an only child, and they were all each other had, at least for a little while. So his allegiance lies there first. She's tier 1. He doesn't realize that changes when you start a family of your own. Should have changed when you got married. But it also changes again whenever you have kids. They have to be tier 1. You have to choose them if it's down to choosing between them and anyone else.
But it's not even just your wife that you didn't choose your child either. You chose your mom over both of them. Like, something could have happened to your child, something could have happened to your wife, and you were just like, yeah, I'm out. And I may get ripped apart for saying this, but some of this, I believe, stems from, I think some men are completely unfucking comfortable during childbirth.
I was going to say the same thing.
And I think that he saw an opportunity to fucking run.
He freaked out.
And he freaked out and he ran. Because I think that, and if you're uncomfortable, dude, how the fuck do you think women feel doing this all the fucking time?
So he looked at going to see his mom as kind of a double benefit here because it was putting eye on her to make sure she was okay, but also at a time he was freaking out, he needed his mommy.
I 100% agree. I don't think there's any other reason to. As a mom, if I'm in the position of his mom, And I'm like, don't you dare fucking come to this hospital. I'm stable. I'm coherent. I can speak.
True.
Do not come to me. You
Yeah.
stay with your wife. You stay with your child. That is where your priority lies. That is what I would tell my child. I would never raise my child to think that I am the priority after they get married. Like Ava and I just had this conversation. I'm like, when you grow up, you spread your wings, you fly. Like, it is your life. Like, we just
I'm
had
so
this.
glad you said wings.
Okay. But I'm like, that's what I want for my kids. I want them to start lives of their own. I don't want them running back to me every 10 minutes because they think something. I don't want to be their priority anymore. Like, I want to do my job
Yeah.
and I want to be there for them in any way possible, but I don't want to take tier one. I want them to have their life and I think that maybe his mom would have said that, maybe she wouldn't. I don't know, but
I don't know that she knew that he was coming. So like it's hard if we have to just guess.
right.
Because it wasn't explicitly stated one way or another. Tony Spark had something he wanted to punch in and say.
I was going to play devil's advocate here, and then I feel like I would just get roasted, so I'm not going to say anything now.
There is no devil's advocate. No uterus, no
It
venom.
is against your better judgment.
Okay,
I
well,
mean,
I'm
your
gonna
thought?
maybe I'll get a follower or two out of the situation. Okay, look,
loser.
I'm just gonna play devil's advocate for a second on this. Okay, number one, they had been at the hospital for a while in a very stressful situation. Correct. This is their first child. Also a very stressful situation. We also don't know how he handles those type of stressful situations. When you get a phone call saying that your mother has had a heart attack and is in the hospital, that's going to freak you out and add more stress to the situation, right? So now you're sitting there and OP probably just doesn't know what to do and is just panicking. And so, yeah, maybe he made the wrong decision by going to his mom and should have stayed there with his wife. But at the same time, it was like not everybody handles a situation logically when there's that much going on and that much stress and the fear of, I think any of us could say when you hear that your parent has in the hospital or something's happening to them, like you're going to have an emotional reaction to that and want to be like, oh, knowing that she also doesn't have anybody there. Right. So the mom is by herself at the hospital and you are your mom's support system in that situation as well. Yes, I understand you're also your wife's support system, but I'm saying I'm not saying he made the right choice, but I'm saying we don't know how he handled, obviously didn't handle that situation well, but it's a very stressful situation and a lot going on. You're probably not going to think logically.
Sure.
That's just my devil's advocate argument.
I understand what you're saying. Here's the deal. As a husband and as a father, your job is to handle those stressful situations and protect your family and be there for your family.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, he chose to succeed as a son, but fail as a father and fail as a husband. And his view was that there was no way to win at all of them. And I disagree with that.
I think that he could have waited for his child to be born and then gone to his mom.
He could have. He could have. He definitely could have. I think in his view, in his mind, he viewed a heart attack that had already happened as more dangerous than a labor that was just beginning. And that,
Right.
it didn't.
And like you said, the woman that's in labor had more wits about her than the man who was standing next to her.
Now,
And that's why I think he was scared in that situation.
To
And-
Tony's point, if this triggered some kind of trauma, where the logic center of his brain was bypassed and it was just emotional response, that could make him choose stupidly. But in the hindsight would have clarity. In hindsight, he'd be like, I have no fucking clue why I chose that. I just blacked out and I ran.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I know what I would have done in that situation. And I know as a mom what I would want my child to do in that situation. And that is stay with his family.
Yeah.
Even if something terrible happened to me, I would hope that my child chooses the birth of their child over that. They've had their time with me. They love me. I know that. I don't need them to run to me in that situation.
Yeah.
And I believe that wholeheartedly about all of our children.
Oh, you'd kick their asses.
I would kick their
You'd
asses.
be like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Yeah.
You get your ass back there right now.
And again, as a woman who has given birth, to not have your support person there, and I have never had a C-section, but the thought of facing that, unexpectedly, if I had time to prepare, I could understand it, but unexpectedly facing that when you've already gone through so much labor, you need your person. That's a stressful fucking situation for that woman to be in by herself.
Yeah.
And I think that he chose poorly.
Right. And to the point where it's like, no, what if she died? What if grandma died? Well, that would only happen if she had another heart attack because she had already gone through her first one and she was stable now. And again, I think if he had thought to ask them to contact him if something changed, problem solved. But thinking logically in stressful situations
Sam, I'm
is
so
is
sorry.
tough, right? It's tough.
I'm very sorry. And I think unexpected C-sections are a lot more scary because you're not prepared for that. You didn't have time to like mentally come to terms with that. Like I said, scheduling it out, I think that I could get on board and be totally comfortable and fine, but not having to go through your entire labor and then it ending that way. Like I feel for women that have to do that because that is a grueling process.
Oof.
That's yeah. And everyone has their own opinion. And I don't think we have to
Yeah, for sure.
assassinate people who have different opinions than
No.
us. We don't have to be mean to them. We don't have to, that's totally fine that people disagree.
100%. I view this as a logical debate, right?
Yeah.
It's look at all the possible things here, and if there was something that was a clear choice that should have been visible and wasn't, that's where the problem is.
Right. I think the problem comes in like with having when you can't understand somebody else's point of view, when you're not willing to see another person's opinion, like you only think that you're entitled to your opinion. That's where the problem comes in. And then like, that's where you're going to get kicked out or muted because there are some people that just go and go and go. And it's at that point, it's just spam. So I do want to make sure that we make the differentiation.
Differentiation?
Yeah, thank you. I just totally
I got you, boo.
That was a good effort. That's a big.
I got you, boo.
Yeah. I have a hard time with some of the
Hey, say
No, I'm not saying it.
Throwed
I stutter.
rolls.
No, I'm not saying
Come
it.
on, what is Lambert's famous for?
Rolls.
The throwed rolls?
Throwed. I have a hard time with ours.
What about railroad?
No.
No, just
But my
no.
opinion is the right one.
Just no.
And that's what's so funny. And I think just to keep in mind at this particular time, especially in America, everybody has their own opinion. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. And if you disagree, keep an open mind, but you can still believe in your own opinion.
Yeah,
Please,
for sure.
for the love of freaking God, please.
Candy Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? Y'all have unlocked the spicy story and Candy Thunder feedback for it, so good timing here. Let's get into some thanks for that. Especially rolled R's. I don't think I can roll R's. I don't think my mouth works like that. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Can I get a gifter list, please? We have unlocked spicy story and candy feedback. Lexi says, I wish Candy was my mom.
Aw. That's the best compliment.
She said that's the best compliment ever. All right, in particular order here. A.K. Mary, Cake Throg, Charlotte Arnold, Bailey Chapman, Jamie's, Carrie O2, Overkill Mill, Katriana, Crystal Mulkey, Addie Nicole, Tony Sparks, Stanzilla, Pandora's Diamond, Candy Thunder, Mama Silver. You know, it's not so much like the confetti cannon pop, it's the shriek.
You know what? I don't
The
like.
shriek.
I don't like how that happens, and then my body immediately gets like tingly and like
Did you pee a little?
no.
Oh.
My bladder is strong.
Stronger than I am.
My bladder is strong.
Bladder is strong. Jennifer Yago, Real Broad Super, Genesee 2014, Amanda Starr, Gigi Fane, Mama Says So, Ash V, God's Blessed Wonder Woman, Carmelita J, She's a Hard Case, Cheeky Briste, Yvette, Kim Jelly Klinger, Mama Joe, Michelle Mabel, Tanya Pimbleton, Sent _ Lacey Lex, and Ali Lawana. Thank you guys so much for unlocking that. Whoa, it's like magnetic, staticky confetti. Okay, let me get the next one set up right quick here. This is for a Spicy Story and Caden Thunder appearance, but I've got to be deconfettied. I gotta be deconfettied. I'm gonna go ahead and set this one, but I think Caden Thunder is all now. If he's not around when we hit this, we'll carry it over. Oops. That's way too many. Okay, this will unlock a spicy story in Caden Thunder feedback, and it is Tiny Dinies. Tiny Dinies is the new one. Oh, what have I done? What have I done? Wrong button. Try this one. TikTok Studio, very, very laggy today. Very glitchy. Very glitchy. Hey, Lone Star Angel with a $5 super said, just remember, kids, their opinions are like assholes, and some opinions make you the asshole. Oh, Cake the Rogue. Yeah, a cat injury? What, a cat-induced injury. Candy woke up your dog, Quinn. That's awesome. That is awesome. Hey, Raya, Bailey, Chapman, Sue, Missy, Jennifer Jago, Silver, Randy, Lindsay, Hailstorm. Heck yeah. Thank you so much for the love. All right, diving into the next story here. Wait, okay, so that one just unlocked the spicy story. Spicy story number 2. Spicy number 2. 3? Spicy number 3. All right, here we go. Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder once again with another one of these. It is a spicy story. Muy caliente. This is from AITA and is titled, Am I the Astronaut for Refusing to Attend My Best Friend's Wedding After She Replaced Me as Maid of Honor Because I'm Too Fat? I'm pregnant, and asking her to pay me back for everything. Let's do the poll for this one. I feel like we know the answer to this, but you know what? Let's validate. Am I the astronaut for refusing to attend my best friend's wedding after she replaced me as maid of honor because I'm too fat, I'm pregnant, and asking her to pay me back for everything? Nah. NTA. You guys okay? NTA. You all right?
No.
No, you're not all right?
No, have you started the story yet?
No, we're doing the poll. What's going on?
Oh, so Caden has the hiccups, and before we start this, my method for getting rid of the hiccups is my mom's method, but it's a cup of water with a paper towel over the top, and you drink it through the paper towel. And it works.
worked?
It works every
Immediately?
time. It works. Yeah. I don't know.
Shauna K says that's the only thing that works. All right. Apparently they're all right there with you. Such a weird, random thing to work, right? 92% went NTA. That's got to be the highest percentage for today, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Let's dive in right quick here and see if it's as bad as we think it is. I, 27 female, have been best friends with Claire, 28 female, since high school. When she asked me to be her maid of honor, I was thrilled and went all out to make her wedding special. I paid for the bridal shower, bachelorette party, a weekend trip, decorations, and other expenses, spending several $1,000s. While it was a lot of money for my husband and me, I wanted to make her big day perfect because she's like family to me. 2 months ago, I shared that I'm 4 months pregnant. Claire congratulated me, but started acting distant afterward. She excluded me from conversations about the wedding and made passive comments about how hard it is to coordinate when people are distracted. I brushed it off, thinking it was wedding stress. She called being pregnant being distracted. Deuces, Caden. You're very distracted right now. You mean because the human is growing inside of me right now? Yes, it's a little fucking distracting that a human is growing inside of me right now. You're right. A few days ago, she sat me down and told me she didn't want me in the wedding anymore. Her reason, I'm getting too fat. And she doesn't want me in the pictures. She said she has a specific vision for her wedding and I no longer fit it. I was devastated. I asked if this was about my pregnancy, but she insisted it wasn't personal. It's not personal. It's just that you're fat. She said she was replacing me as maid of honor with another friend who fit her aesthetic. I told her if I wasn't in the wedding, I wouldn't attend at all. I also handed her the receipts for everything I paid for, told her that she or her fiance needed to reimburse me since I'd only spent that money as her maid of honor. Claire flipped out, calling me selfish and accusing me of trying to ruin her wedding. She said it was tacky to ask for the money back and that expenses like these were my responsibility as maid of honor. I reminded her that she removed me from that role, so those expenses were no longer mine. Since then, Claire, her fiance, and even her family have been spamming me with calls and texts. They're accusing me of being petty and overreacting because of pregnancy hormones. They're also saying I should have just let it go and written off the money because weddings are stressful and Claire didn't mean to hurt me. My husband has been incredibly supportive and says I did the right thing. He's furious at how Claire treated me and agrees that I shouldn't be out thousands of dollars for a wedding I'm not part of. I feel heartbroken and humiliated by someone I thought was my best friend. Still, the constant backlash has made me second guess myself. Am I the astronaut for standing up for myself and asking for reimbursement? Should I have just quietly stepped aside? Luckily, we have the beautiful Candy Thunder to jump back in and give us some more feedback on this spicy wedding story.
What say you, Candy? Will this candy be sweet or spicy?
Y'all know I'm a Sour Patch Kid.
First she's sour, then she's sweet.
I really hope she gets her money back, but she won't. But the fact that she asked for it and stood up for herself makes me so happy, because I think people who have aesthetics for wedding and not have people that love and support their relationship there are shit humans. I'm sorry, but I do. If that's what you're focused on that day, good luck in life, honey. That's all I've got to say. If you're worried about how your pictures are going to look with your pregnant best friend, good fucking luck with your relationship, because
And to what end? Like, she thinks she'll get less Insta clicks or Insta likes if she has somebody in her wedding picture that doesn't fit the aesthetic.
I don't know.
Like, is that it? Like, what is she gonna gain from this? What's at risk? But you're right. She's not going to get her money back because she has no legal standing for it. There wasn't any kind of agreement.
No. And she did that because she thought that this was a friendship where they loved and cared for each other. But the moment she had something, I don't even know. Like, is it a jealousy thing? Like, is it a...
I don't think so. I think because it's all aesthetic driven. I think this bitch, her life is going to turn upside down whenever she ends up pregnant.
And I thought that too. A comment says she didn't want any attention to go to OP. And that's what I thought. Her belly is showing and people are going to see that she's clearly pregnant, not fat. Like, can we just get rid of, I hate the word fat. I really do. But
that makes sense.
Like, she's jealous of the attention that might be taken away from her on her day.
Hold up. Like, when you're looking at which is worse, like, if it is her jealousy over the pregnancy,
not
is
the pregnancy, the attention that would go to her.
If she's jealous of the attention,
beige
like,
aesthetic.
she knows, so she's looking at this and she's like, okay, if I did it and said that I didn't want people to pay attention to her, it'd make me a real shit human being. So instead, I'll say it's because she's fat. Like, that's better.
No.
Is it better?
No. And it's just insulting at that point. I mean.
But wouldn't you come up with something better than it's because you're fat if that was the case? I don't know. It seems like she didn't try very hard to come up with an alibi here.
I think she was saying, like, I don't even know what she's fucking saying. I think she just wanted a way to put OP down so that OP wouldn't have more excitement, because a baby to her maybe means more excitement than a wedding. So she wanted a reason to put OP in her place to make herself feel better about the fact that she was getting married, because she feels like the spotlight has shifted from her wedding to OP's pregnancy. And that's why that's why she left her out of shit. That's why she's calling her fat, because if you call someone fat, then you can't say that. You can't attribute it to pregnancy, right?
Right.
It's a different type of thing, a different type of insult. But I think she just doesn't want OP to have any attention. She wants it all to be on herself. And if I had to guess, I would say that there's probably multiple times in their relationship, friendship, that this has happened. This isn't a real friendship if someone's going to treat you like this.
They're frenemies. Okay, I buy that. So I think we're on the same page here that OP should not rescind the request because it's a symbolic victory. The fact that this is like a stain on their name is what they're fighting against. And of course they're against it. Of course they're going to guilt you because they don't want to fucking pay it.
I'm glad her husband was standing up for her as well. I'm glad that
he's
he's
out money too.
Right.
So yeah,
And
Of
also,
course.
her family, like messaging you, her family didn't get the real story. Her family didn't get the story where she called you fat and said you didn't stick to her aesthetic. Like her family got the, I don't know what happened. She stepped down from the wedding and now she wants all this money back and blah, 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 blah. No. Her family did not get an accurate representation of what actually happened. Her family got the sugar-coated version where she's still the victim and everything's about her. Because that's the kind of person that I'm seeing here.
Also, this is a random question, but if you were going to be in a wedding and you were
Risa,
pregnant,
yes.
wouldn't sizing be really difficult? Because like your belly's growing every day, so you have to make a guess at some point how big you're going to be on wedding day, and like
Well, there's certain
alter it for
styles,
that.
certain styles of dresses that you could get that would like hit here and then have room for whatever size your belly might be.
Gotcha.
But yes, it depends on the type of dress.
I'm glad I'm a dude. It's complicated.
Risa said, "I just send a Cash App request daily." Judge Judy, I love that, Bay Fox. That's awesome. I would take it to Judge Judy too.
I'll get like a fake. Damn it! We should have got a judge costume, Tony, when we went to Spirit Halloween. Next time we need to get a judge
Yeah,
costume.
they have maternity bridesmaid dresses.
We'll
Yes,
do that
for
as a
sure.
bit. We'll do that as a segment.
Empire
We'll make
White dress.
decisions.
Thank you, Carm. That's exactly the word I was looking for.
Good gravy.
It's the fuel tank for the love machine. It's not fat. It's the fuel tank for the love machine.
Okay, so
Hey, I love that, Angel. If your wedding party is not made up of paid actors, if you want an aesthetic, hire actors. Or your wedding party is not made up of paid actors. If you want aesthetic, hire actors. There you go.
yeah,
Yes.
so it's not a modeling sesh.
Right.
So clearly, NTA for OP here for refusing to attend and demanding the money back. You're not going to get it back, but I still say it's a symbolic victory, just having it be a standing demand.
And I think that you should 100% take this to Judge Judy because I would love to watch that episode. And I
And
think
she's
you
gonna
might
be like,
win.
legally, you have no standing
Yeah.
here, but pay her anyway.
Yep. That's exactly what I want to happen.
Why? Why? Because you're a terrible human being. That's why.
I hope
I'll
she
be
gives
judge.
her I hope she gives her this
I'll be Judge Duty.
when she makes her pay her back. Judge Duty.
Judge Duty.
Oh, I said Judge Duty. I cannot talk today, y'all.
Judge Judy.
I cannot talk.
Judge Duty.
Shallow AF. I agree.
Yeah.
100%. Books, coffee, tea. I like that.
Let me get some music rocking here as we close ourselves out. Candy Thunder once again, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, thanks for, you got some confetti stuck on your back. It's like they attach to sweaters somehow. They don't let go. Like little dingleberries. Just hang on for dear life. Get the turd cutter out. Yes. Like that. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today. It's always a blast, a blasty blast, and it's weird that it's dark out now. That's going to take some getting used to as we head into fall. Winter's coming. It indeed is. Hey, we will be doing VIP here shortly. Give us about 10 to 15 minutes to get set up and started for that. Hey, Julie Wood, welcome to the Gosh Heckett fam. Katriana, Jamie S., Amy Ames, Julie Wood again there, Amanda Chick Chief, Shan Loves to Read, Olivia Marie, S.W. Kerrigan, Jean, Charlotte Arnold, Ashtay, Patience, Mama Buffy, Lacey Burnett, Heather's New Lungs, Charlotte Arnold dropping a shite ton of tiny dinies there, Mama Buffy, Charlotte Arnold, Deborah Elizabeth Browning, welcome to the Gosh Heckett fam. Also, what in the world? I've missed a whole lot.
Here, I got
Why
one.
am I not seeing that?
I know my YouTube chat was messed up. Here you go.
I've missed a lot on the YouTube side. So sorry. Let me get caught up right now. Gifters on the YouTube side, Shannon Cross. Also, Shannon Cross again there. And Mad Hatter dropping the 20 bomb. I think we did see that. David Meredith with the 10 bomb. Did not see that. Angel with the 5. Remember, kids, onions are like assholes. And some opinions make you the hell. Yep, I did see that one. And Angel with the $2 again with the don't forget to like the live on your way out. Yes, please. It does still help us. We greatly appreciate that. Thank you so much. I don't know why I'm not seeing that.
Yeah, mine was messed up, but that was user error.
Tech gremlins attacking everything today. Everything. Don't forget the new shirt is live. If you go to Linktree, which is linked on my bio, top link on there will take you there. But you go to 9lineapparel.com and you can find it in the, collections. Let me get back up. Limited edition, 9lineapparel.com/collections/AskOn. You can find it there. And it is t-shirts, ladies t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, regular hoodies, and tailgater hoodies, which has a little like kangaroo pouch for your beer or your Diet Coke or your Monster Tea. Yeah. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Much love. See you in VIP soon. Bye. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh, boy.